Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight to Hot House Global. The collective project is created and produced by a team of people who have come together to provide cultural programming and a resource for social justice activism. Our team is me, Marguerite Horberg, David Offenberg, Edward Wilkerson Jr., Jonathan Woods, Dushan Mosley, Luis Che, John, Bea Cabrera, and Vedran Rasibegovich. Our collective is volunteering to present this work so that money can be raised to support musicians adversely affected during this health and economic crisis. You should find donation links on the Twitch channel page and Hot House website. Please contribute to the performers and to Hot House so that we may sustain the project through donations and community support and not impose any barriers to participation. One goal of this project is to provide greater access to the arts and to present cultural voices that are not typically found on commercial stations. These are live events and as such have a few rough edges as the technology is being developed. If the feed drops, please stand by as it will likely begin again shortly. Please spread the word. You can watch Hot House Global on Twitch TV, Streamlabs, YouTube, and the Hot House website. You can also start your own watch party on Facebook by sharing the live feed with your friends. Please also chat, comment, and donate. We hope you will give us your feedback and let's grow together. Program information about the events on the station and other projects organized by our nonprofit organization Hot House are detailed on our website, hothouse.net. If you would like to host or curate a program, kindly drop us a line at hothouse3.0@gmail.com. Thank you for being the most important part of Hot House Global. Please sit back, enjoy the show, and we should start the stream very shortly. Thank you.
Hello, everybody, and thank you, Marguerite, and the Hot House Global. This is Tatsu Aoki from Asian Improv Arts Midwest. We're back for this new edition, and I always appreciate to have for the Hot House to have us back. Our relationship, Asian Improv Arts and myself, with the Hot House go way back, and we've been doing a lot of things together, and I am so happy to keep this relationship going, and we have been still producing and doing shows together. And so here we are. We have a bunch of wonderful musicians and everybody friends of Asian Improv Arts Midwest. And we're going to start our first set tonight with Grex, which is the rock experimental, pop, nice duet group from Oakland, California. Carl and Ray, are they there? Are you guys ready to go rock on? If you are, come on to the screen. There we go.
Hello.
Hello, it's Ray. Scampavia, Ray Scampavia is her. The other half.
Yeah, I'm over here.
Okay.
I was running back onto the.
Yeah. Carl Evangelista. Carl is one of the Asian Improv Arts crew in San Francisco. So I've seen him and played with him a number of times in the San Francisco events, and most recently when Grex came to Chicago at the
a lot of fun.
Was that 2 years ago or a year ago? Was it
last year, 2019?
Oh, yeah,
when
last
were happening.
Right. So they came to Whispers, and I witnessed their show, and very good. On top of that, Carl and I played together after their set in trio set up with Abriel Rock, and that was a lot of fun too. And I'm so happy to have you guys. And now it's your show.
Thank you.
Trio set up with Abriel Rock, and that was a lot of fun too. And I'm so happy to have you guys. And now it's your show.
Thank you.
I know we're contending with a slight delay here, so thanks for bearing with us. We're Grex, and we're based out of Oakland, California. Very happy and proud to be sharing this bill with a bunch of musicians who we deeply esteem, a lot of whom we may call close friends. I'd just like to make a brief comment because it's been occupying a lot of our energies as of late. But whatever we do here, whatever resonance it's supposed to have in a broader social sense, we stand with the people of Portland. And we stand for anyone out there who's trying to fight at this very difficult time for something resembling a kinder world. So here's a song by the great Alice Coltrane in commemoration of that. Okay, this next piece, our second and last piece before this goes back to the Midwest. This one was written for a friend of ours and a hero, the great Milford Graves. This is from a forthcoming record of ours, the proceeds of which we're going to donate to causes of conscience, because what else is the point of music right now, other than enrichment? So this is called Blood.
Sorry, I don't do that. I'm a slow learner, phone is further. I'm alone on Sundays, sharing those Sundays, staring at the Sundays. Don't confess indoors, but boy, I hate Mondays. Okay, Garfield, spin your Hot Wheels. Boy, ain't got hot meals, but follow, there's the real deal. Know the dread I don't conceal, man, it helps some people. But give me something I can feel in the torture of my blood. And everyone's looking for something they can feel in the suffering of their blood. So how can there be overlords when everything is God? So how can there be overlords when everything is God? And every mother's son's chasing events of the odd. Sorry, I don't do that. I'm a slow learner, but every kernel's a word I nurture. Like, why we burner? Why's the sunship on fire? Why's the captain a liar? Whose mother on the funeral pyre? Read till I can't sleep, man. Sleep till I can't eat, man. Kick so I can feel, man, the torture in my blood. And everyone's looking for something they can feel in the suffering of their blood. So how can there be overlords when everything is God? So how can there be overlords when everything is God?
Thank you so much for having us.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay, we're done. Thank you. Thanks
Great.
for having us.
Thank you very much. So what's happening with the Gregs these days?
Well, we are, so we originally had a tour planned, which obviously didn't happen. But we are releasing an album in September. And we are going to attempt to assemble a live stream festival. Our mutual friend Francis Wong may be involved. We may be doing it in San Francisco. But we're attempting to assemble a festival in September to commemorate the release of the record, with proceeds, at least some of the proceeds, going to the ACLU and other organizations of that nature. We're just trying to make our music useful at a time when it's kind of hard to do that. So
Yes. You can come back to our stream show too when your album is released.
that'd be fantastic.
Yes, and like I said, he's one of our San Francisco clan, and our mutual friend John Carlos is coming a little later on the show.
We're excited.
Yes. So we're all part of this Asian improv cultural music diaspora, and it's very, very happy to have you guys as a part of the live stream effort that we have. And I hope to see you soon.
Absolutely. Thanks for having
us. When this is all over, come back to Chicago on the tour, and we can perform again.
Oh, we can't wait.
Right. Great.
All right.
Thank you very
Take
much. Right. Bye. Experimental rock, pop music, and also a lot of jazz influence and improvisational aspect is in that group. And I actually own 2 albums by them, and they have a really hip vinyl releases too. So, come and check them out. Next, down the line is Chizuru Kineya from Tokyo, Japan. And she's one of the long-standing collaborator from Tokyo on our, I would say, traditional practice that we have in our organization. We have a taiko drumming school, we have a shamisen lute school, and we have a Japanese classical dance school. On top of that, we do kind of a creative music, Asian American jazz creative music, and Chizuru has been part of this for, I would say, probably about a little bit more than last 10 years. She's been with us, toured with us to San Francisco and played with them, and played with Francis Wong and everybody. And she comes back every year to Taiko Legacy at the Museum of Contemporary Art. And she's been appearing on few shows now, but this is the first time premiere on a Hot House Global. Let me introduce you to everybody, Grandmaster Chizuru Kineya from Tokyo, Japan. Domo, ohayou gozaimasu.
Hello, everybody.
So it's in the morning in Tokyo now. So
Yes.
暑いですか？では、よろしくお願いします。She is a fluent English speaker, so I'm going to let her introduce her song, and let's listen to her shamisen playing.
Hello, everybody. My name is Chizuru Kineya. I am a shamisen player. There are many kinds of shamisen music in Japan. For example, Nagauta, Kiyomoto, Tokiwazu, Kouta, Hauta, Tsugaru shamisen, and so on. Nagauta has been developed to be the kabuki. Kabuki is like an opera, Japanese opera, involved in Japanese dancing, music, performances, and drama. Usually, Nagauta is played with several singers and several shamisen players. The Japanese taiko group like Tsuzumi or taiko, and a Japanese flute named Shinobue. And today I will I will perform solo. So I will introduce some phrases from the Nagauta songs without singing by only one shamisen. First of all, I will introduce called ozatsuma. This phrase is expressing the bravery. This phrase is used in the Kabuki Aragoto, which described the superhuman superpower. Oh, this phrase is called ozatsuma. Next song is expressing the flow of the water, the Sumida River's flow, and boating on the river. Next one is the song's name is Ichigo Jishi. This is a street performance song in Niigata Prefecture in Japan. Yo. Next one is the party song, like which is held in the ozashiki. Ozashiki means the tatami's room. Sometimes geisha girls are playing like this kind of music. Next song, have you listened to this kind of songs at the scene of the chambara? Chambara is a Japanese sword fight, but this song is expressing originally the wave of the ocean, named Chidori. know why this song is using in the Jambara scene. Next one is named Yoshiwara Suzume. This expressed the special tone, the red-light district. Express the atmosphere of the town. Yo. And the last song is Hanami Odori. We Japanese have some party. It's held on the outside to celebrate the open cherry blossoms in spring. This is a very popular and famous song. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was Kineya Chizuru from Tokyo, Japan. 先生、今この、コロナ感染の時に、どんなふうに、三味線活動されてるんですか、今は。
今は only lesson to the student.
I asked her what she has been doing as far as the performing shamisen goes, and she said she's only doing the lessons for the students. Our students in Asian Improv Arts, shamisen students goes to Tokyo. When they go to Tokyo, they always go to Chizuru Sensei's practice space, and her student and our student, they collaborate together, and it's always really, really great experience for both of us. And we're going to miss her this year because of all the stuff happening, but I'm sure she will come back to Chicago. In fact, Sensei and I were supposed to be in Tokyo together few months ago and doing the show together, but it didn't happen. So まあ来年ですね、先生。シカゴに来られるのはね。
I hope to come again soon.
Yes, next year we could.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm sure. I hope. Please. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That was Chizuru Kineya from Tokyo on her Nagauta shamisen. Very, very distinctive style of different type of shamisen that is played along with the kabuki play. But she's been a great sport and playing all kinds of music with us. Next, we're going to go back to San Francisco. San Francisco Asian Improv Clan, one of them. Also, my favorite bassist, John Carlos Pereira. He's been performing and playing music with Francis Wong and everybody in the Bay Area as well. And he's also an ethnomusicologist on American Indian music. And here it is, John Carlos. Will you come up? Hello, John.
Hi, Tatsu. How you doing?
I'm good. How's everything there?
Everything's going okay. Thank you very much. Everybody's doing as well.
Yes,
as can be
good.
expected. Thanks for the invitation to play.
Yes. And are you doing your flute today?
Yes. Yeah. Two flute songs.
Right. Great. Okay. So here is John Carlos Pereira.
So my name is John Carlos Pereira. I'm Mescaler Apache and German Irish. I teach at San Francisco State University in the American Indian Studies Department. As Tatsu said, I'm also a bass player, and I'm just very honored to be part of the music here and to have the opportunity to play. These songs I'm going to do are cedar flute songs. This is an instrument that I learned from my grandfather, Barney Honer. These songs, normally most people think them as love songs, but that's very broad. It can be kind of love in whatever way that you need it to be, right? And so it's in that sense that I want to play this first song tonight. This is something that I made a long time ago that I wanted to do first tonight. It's a song called Prayer. So that's Prayer. That's a song, the first flute song I ever made. The second song that I wanted to do is something that comes from my background understanding myself and being American Indian and playing jazz. One of the first people that I was exposed to as far as American Indian jazz musicians was the tenor saxophonist Jim Pepper, who composed, among many other things, the song Wichi Taito. I first learned about Jim Pepper from Francis Wong, right? And so, in that context, first getting into Pepper, it was really important to have those role models to find out, as Tatu was saying, the cultural diaspora, who you are, where you're from, and who your relations are. And so, learning about Jim Pepper helped me also to learn about John Coltrane, right? Because on one of his first albums, Jim Pepper had recorded Coltrane's Naima. And so that was something that for me, I wanted to try to find a way to fit with these instruments. And so this is my flute version of John Coltrane's Naima as my second and last song. Thank you very much.
Wow, John Carlos, beautiful. Um, so do you teach this at school too?
Yeah, we're just getting into with everything that's been going on with COVID, right? We've been trying to think how we can do more music because normally the classes that we would teach would be a group of people all sitting around a drum together or being in a room together. And so one of the things we're looking into now is how to maybe do flute lessons like this because we have this ability, right? So yeah, hopefully the flute's gonna be something that we can turn to a little bit more in the fall to keep the music going since some of the drumming and the playing isn't safe to do.
Great. Yeah, he is a professor for the American Indian music, as well as you teach jazz music as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Great. And like I said, John is a killer bass player, and we performed together a number of times before. And someday soon, John, I'm gonna do a special program just for the bassist, and you'll come back, play the bass, and I think from the Asian Improv Arts, Asian Improv Records, you had the album with Francis Wong trio called "Gathering of Ancestors."
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah, it's still available. A beautiful album. So nice to have you, John Carlos, and stay safe and stay cool.
Thank you, Tatsu. Really appreciate it and looking forward to what comes next. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, next down the line, Sichuan Yang is our guest player, performer from LA. Sichuan, are you there? Right.
Yes.
How
Hi,
are you?
Tatsu. Good to see you.
Good to see you. She is one of our fellow 3 Arts awardee from Chicago art scene, and I've seen her in many different formations. And now you're in LA.
Yes, I am. And excuse the boxes over there because I'm actually in the middle of moving. I'm
Oh,
moving tomorrow. So,
oh,
but I'm so excited to play. And
yeah,
great to see you. Yeah, I moved to LA 3 years ago.
yeah, yes.
Just trying to, pursue something different and see what happens. And so far, it's been a great journey. But and then this happened. So
Yes.
um,
And where you're moving to?
I'm
Within?
moving within LA as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
well, how are you guys doing? Everybody
We're
doing
we're
well?
dealing we are dealing with the format, and I think these kind of a global national kind of a streaming really helps us to keep up our spirit as a
Uh,
performing artist. And I
yeah,
see you guys are out there doing this, and it's really good
this
to
is wonderful. Yeah,
see. Yes.
I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Yes, great.
Yeah.
um,
So, yeah, should I go ahead?
yes, go ahead.
All right. So today I'm gonna be playing. I'll play 2 songs, but I'm gonna utilize one of my electric violins, which is a 5-string electric violin. Um, 5-string. And then I'll play my erhu, which is a 2-string Chinese instrument, ancient Chinese instrument. And the first song I will be performing is called Pearl, which is a new song that I just wrote. And so this is kind of a world premiere, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm gonna take out the headphone now. So I hope that sounds okay. The next song, everything sound okay so far? I hope so. The next song I'm going to play is called Jasmine, and this is a very famous folk Chinese traditional tune that it was so famous at one point in the late 1800s. I think it's 1896. It was briefly Chinese anthem in Europe for a short period of time. And the Italian composer Giacomo Puccini that loved it so much that he actually utilized this part of the song in the melody in one of his operas in Turandot. So I hope you enjoy. This is a special arrangement that I will do with some looping and my violin and whatnot. So I hope you enjoy it.
Wow, that was pretty beautiful. Would you do me a little favor, Sichuan, for viewers who hasn't seen
Uh-huh.
what Ahu looks like,
Yeah.
especially the bottom of the instrument? I want to, yeah, there we go.
So that's the snake skin. This is the sound box, and this is where sound comes out. It's through here. So if you want to mic anything, it will be from here. And this instrument has only 2 strings, and the most interesting feature is that the bow is actually in between the 2 strings. So that's why it's loose. I don't know if you can. It's really hard to see, but the bow, I use the inside and the outside of the bow, the hair. Unlike a violin, I only use one side of the hair, but this one is 2 sides of the hair. So
yes, thank you very much. I think those are because people know instruments like a shamisen, a little bit more popular, and Ahu is really rare occasion for people to see it.
Yeah.
But that was a very beautiful music, and thank you very much for having to come to our show.
No, thank you. It's my pleasure. It's my I'm so honored.
Yes, and we're gonna do this kind of things more.
Okay. Yeah.
It looks like we get to stay home a little longer than we
Right.
expected. Yeah,
Right.
so,
A lot longer.
yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tatsu.
Right. See you. That was very, 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 very talented musician, performing artist, and everything else. Very good. So now we're going to go back to Bay Area connection. Scott Oshiro, who's experimental electronic experimental composer and a flautist, and friend of ours, of course. We're going back to our San Francisco connection. So let's have Scott come in. Hey,
Hi.
hey, how you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna have a very surreal, minimalist kind of experience on the live stream today with his piece, and I'm kind of looking forward to how we would experience this with the screen being the black, because you usually have this piece played in a darker place, right?
Yes. So usually, when I wrote this piece, and I play it for audiences, I was always thinking about how to give visuals for this piece, but I found the most effective way was just to turn off the lights. And so I usually perform this piece or play this piece at Karma, which is the Center for Computer Research in Music and Acoustics at Stanford University. And I usually play it on their main stage, which they have speakers all over the ceilings and all over the different corners of the room. So the best experience was to shut off the lights. So
great. So we're gonna try doing that. So before we get into Scott piece, I want to talk a little bit about like your connection to Francis Wong. And because it's a very interesting program. We started off the program with Greg's, with Carl's band, and Chizuru Kine, the shamisen player John Carlos, and you, and later on Edward Wilkerson and Tsukasa Taiko at the end, and they all have played music with Francis Wong. So how are your connection with Francis Wong?
Yeah, so I actually met Francis in 2016. I was thinking about applying to graduate school and I was visiting the Stanford campus. And I actually met him through Wesley Uenton, who teaches at SFSU. And yeah, we just kind of hit it off. And then when I actually got into Stanford and came here, he started inviting me to different gigs. I played at the Day of Remembrance Film Festival, and we just kept on playing around the San Francisco area. And yeah, that's pretty much how I know Francis.
Great. Yeah, welcome to the Asian improv arts world.
Thank you.
We have San Francisco and Chicago, and we've been doing a lot of things together. So I'm sure we get to do more things together, and it's very nice to have you in this program.
Thank you so much.
So let's go with this surreal experience with Scott's music. Great. Scott, would you talk a little bit about what's in that recording or recorded sound resources?
Right. Yeah. So the audio samples were from a telematic performance, and for those who don't know what telematic performance is just acoustic musicians playing over the internet in real time, and they do it trying to reduce the amount of delay between each site and with high audio quality. But depending on the internet, you still have those latencies. So we're kind of interacting with those delays and trying to negotiate what the time and what the key signatures were. But what I did for that particular telematic performance was I wrote a program that automatically organized the whole ensemble into little sub ensembles, and then they improvised with each other and kind of came up with these musical ideas. And then after a certain amount of time, the two sub ensembles kind of shifted, and they were in different groups. So they had to readjust and come up with new musical ideas. So what you just heard was I kind of came up with another program that took a couple audio samples and played them at different rates, and then they kind of sped up and slowed down and kind of added some additional layers and texture to the piece. So
great. And do people get to hear your music through via internet or web pages, or where do we go to listen to your music now?
Right. So I do have a SoundCloud. My SoundCloud is SYO Flute. So if you just Google SYO Flute in SoundCloud, I should pop up. So
okay, great. And yeah, we thank you for coming to share your piece with us. And I'm sure we're going to do this more. And we have a friend from New York named Jonathan Chen, and he also does a lot of electronic experimental electronic music as a part of our organization in many occasions. So I'm sure you two will get I know real good. Yeah. So thank you, Scott. And
yeah, thank you for having me
again. Right.
Bye.
Okay. Next down the roster is a great saxophonist, reeds player from Chicago, and long time friend of ours. And he's been to our taiko legacy experimental taiko music, and also he is part of the Miyumi project, which is my ensemble with the taiko drum, and also Ed Wilkerson Jr. and myself and Michael Zerang have this long-lasting trio called the Trio Waz, W-A-Z, and he's definitely one of the musicians, along with the other great artists in Chicago, really influenced, changed my music life, and very, very, very honored to be working with him all these years, and we'll be working more. So, ladies and gentlemen, Edward Wilkerson Jr.
Okie dokie.
That was
I can hear.
that was Edward Wilkerson. Can you hear me? No, he can't
I
hear
can
me.
hear.
Okay, right. But thank you very much. That was an incredible one and only Edward Wilkerson Jr., longtime friend of Asian
that's all.
Improv Arts Midwest. Thank you very much. Okay, now we're about to be wrapping up our show with the Hot House Global, and I really appreciate Hot House Global to be having our show in broadcasting this wonderful series. And there's a donation button on there on the website or stream site that we're looking at. And if you would like to donate to the artists that you saw today, that would be really great because it's going to support a little bit for the artist. And next time we're coming back to Hot House Global is August 22nd, and there we're going to do the long 3-hour special presentation of Tsukasa Taiko, one of the largest community taiko program in the Midwest. And we're going to wrap up today's show with a Tsukasa Taiko performance. Of course, it's a pre-recorded performance from their Taiko legacy, but I have Kiyomi Negi and Kyoto Aoki, who are the two leaders of Tsukasa Taiko, and wrapping up today's program. So there you are.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for having us back again on the Hot House Global platform. My name is Kiyomi Negi.
I'm Kyoto Aoki.
And we both lead the Tsukasa Taiko Japanese drumming ensemble in Chicago. Kyoto's an instructor, and I lead the performance unit called Gintenkai within the Taiko group.
Yes, and today we would like to share with you one of our premier ensemble pieces. It's an all-girls piece called Suji, and you will be seeing footage from our Taiko Legacy production show at the Museum of Contemporary Art. We've been doing this show at the MCA every year, and last year's performance features us Tsukasa Taiko, as well as the San Francisco Gendyu Arts group. And they are our sister dojo, led by Melody Takata-san. And so we'll join you guys after the video to kind of talk about the piece a little bit.
So with at the Museum of Contemporary Art, Chicago. All right. So that was Suji, presented by National Gintenkai Project, the Girls Edition, from Taiko Legacy 16 at the Museum of Contemporary Art, Chicago, last year in December 2019. So Suji, the National Gintenkai Project, is of course the professional performance unit, premier players. There's half of us from Tsukasa Taiko and half of us from our sister Taiko group, Genryu Arts, based in San Francisco. And every single year we have these exchanges between the two cities where we send the performers back and forth to do formal training with both Tats sensei and their master sensei, Melody Takata sensei. And then we kind of crisscross over to train and get the new songs for the newest edition of Taiko Legacy concert that December.
Right, and the show, but also this piece really emphasizes kind of the spirit of these Gintenkai songs that Tsukasa Taiko kind of specializes in, and all of these songs are passed down from Tatsu, who is also my father, to us, myself, and Kiyomi-chan, and the rest of our peers in the National Gintenkai Project, to kind of carry on this musical tradition. That was born in 1970s Tokyo. So my father was playing these songs when he was a teenager in Tokyo and when he was in a theater group. And his group and our group also really embraces this idea of the Japanese aesthetic, and especially with Taiko and Japanese music. And you saw this piece that all three of us are playing, all six of us are playing the six drums, three different drums. And you can see that the choreography of us moving between the drums really becomes part of the music, and the musicality is really influenced by the movement. And this is very particular relationship that classical taiko performative arts has with the other Japanese traditional performing arts like kabuki and the no. And
or
much
like
of
what Chizuru Sensei showed with her shamisen earlier in the program, if you've been watching it from the beginning.
Right. So all of these traditional performing arts are very much intertwined historically and come from the same lineage. And so our group, and especially our performing unit, really works hard to kind of preserve and maintain this heritage and lineage, and we're excited to be able to present it at the Museum of Contemporary Art in a contemporary setting, of course. And we have our reduction production as well as our Taiko Legacy, which is a more artistic interpretation. And actually, Ed Wilkerson has been a part of our reduction shows, which is great. So we play Taiko with his sax, and as well as with Hamid Drake and Michael Zering and Nicole Mitchell, and all these very Chicago-based sound and musicians. And so this is a very particular kind of history and collaboration between one minority groups and also minority music and cultural music that we've been doing as Asian Improv Arts Midwest.
Oh, sorry. Just to add in, this particular rendition of Suji, we like to call it the taiko no mori te yuka. It's like a forest of taikos because we each have three, which also, of course, makes it 18 or 21 if we had 7 members playing. The first time we acquired the piece, we learned it from Tats sensei about 7 years ago, and we did like a chapter 1, and then the following year we learned a chapter 2. But this rendition that you saw was the entirety of the piece, so both chapters put together. And what the word suji means in Japanese is it can mean many different things, but we kind of interpret it in our music as a path, or like the righteous path, or you can also define it as the core. And when I first learned about the song, I asked Tatsu sensei, what does suji mean, or what did the song mean to you? And he was kind of telling me that, well, in Japanese, there's a term called suji o tosu, which means to kind of stick out like on the righteous beliefs or the path that you have or that you believe in, and don't kind of deter away from it, but always stick to your instincts and stick through with the beliefs that you have. And that kind of resonates through to the choreography and the music as well, as you saw, because we have 3 drums and we're moving and spinning and kind of bouncing the sounds back off each other between like the 6 of us. And sometimes we're in units or in 2 parts. But at the end of the day, our core is always kind of at the center. And that's the reason why we can play so playfully
Right.
Between back and forth with each other, because we all have this basic training down as National Gintenkai players since we were young at both Tsukasa Taiko and Genryu Arts dojos. And because we have this traditional foundation and this lineage and this responsibility that we're carrying on from our master artists, because we have that down, that Suji down, we're able to kind of dive into these contemporary interpretations in order to, collaborate with other artists and present it on such a big stage. But if it wasn't for that foundation, we wouldn't be allowed in the performance unit presenting these songs.
Right, and this concept is also applicable to how we approach our kind of artistic practice as taiko artists, as musicians, and members of this cultural community, and that we are not willing to kind of give up this particular kind of aesthetic and lineage that's often we feel is misinterpreted and misrepresented, particularly in American culture, I think. So it's really about kind of maintaining this presence and the integrity of this music. And part of what Asian Improv Arts Midwest does also is that we have these traditional performing arts departments. So we have taiko, shamisen, nihonbuyo, Japanese classical dance, but we also foray into the visual arts. So currently, actually, we have an exhibit up at the Hairpin Arts Center. And here
we are.
Reason for that, yes. And it's an exhibition called Shiko Kairo 2. And this show is the third year of this international exchange that we have been working on between artists in Chicago and artists in the Tokachi region of Hokkaido. This year, the original plan was to continue our collaboration of sending artists from Chicago to Tokachi region and invite artists to then showcase their work in Chicago. But of course, with the travel restrictions, we decided to kind of shift our focus on the original kind of incentive of presenting this kind of visual art exhibition, which was to highlight the work of the new generation, post-war generation of Asian and Asian American artists, such as myself and my father and Kiyomi-chan and our peers, who are either immigrants themselves or who are born to immigrant parents, and also visual artists. And we kind of discussed the relationship between our cultural heritage and our visual practice, and kind of the blurred lines that we feel, often
like overlooked or kind of erased.
Yeah. And the discussion is kind of focused on what it means to be an Asian artist, making work not necessarily about the Asian American diaspora, that we are living this diasporic life and experience. But our artistic practices don't necessarily address that didactically. Instead, this exhibition features 5 artists, including myself and Kiyomi-chan. I'm a photographer and filmmaker, and Kiyomi-chan's an illustrator and graphic designer. We have an installation artist, and a printmaker and a textile artist. And all of us are of Asian American, of the Asian and Asian American diaspora, but we're really focused on process and material within our practice. And so kind of recontextualizing the conversation around presenting Asian artists.
So yeah, the exhibit is up, as Kyoto said, till July 31st. So next week will be our last week. We've actually shifted the gallery hours so that it's more available to visitors. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, we're open from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And if you're masked and we are all social distanced and with clean hands, we welcome all gallery visitors to Hairpin Art Center as we celebrate the final week of Shiko Kairo 2.
Right.
So we really hope that you can make it.
Yes, and we have been programming live stream events as well, including artist talks and a panel discussion and a musical kind of celebration of the show. We have 3 more events left. Artist talks by Kiyomi-chan and myself to kind of present the work that we made for the show, but also artistic practice from a broader perspective. And we have 1 more guest artist, Mitsu Salmon, who will be joining us, and she was last year's guest for the show as well. And for all of the previous talks and events, we had a panel discussion and we had a kind of overview of this entire project. And of course, the musical presentation featuring last year's guests from Tokyo. All of those videos are archived online. So if you visit our website at chicagobihiro.org, That's one O in the center, and I think we'll put it in the chat for you. And you can access all of the archives. And we also hope that you join us for the live stream event. And that's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this upcoming week, every evening. And all the information is on our website. So we hope that you will be able to join us virtually or in person at the gallery space.
Please check it out. Thank you.
That was Kiyomi and Kyoto from Tsukasa Taiko and talking about their visual exhibition at the Hairpin Arts Center this week. And they are there until the end of this month. So I hope you can stop by. Tomorrow on our streaming channel is a episode from our classical dance department, Shubukai. We're going to do a inside story of the Shubukai dance program, and that's the volume 2 of the story of the Shubukai, the classical dance department from Asian Improv Arts Midwest. And I thank you so very much for the opportunity to share wonderful network of Asian Improv Arts Midwest with the Hot House Global. And like I said in the beginning of the show, we are coming back to Hot House Global at the end of August with a 3-hour special of Tsukasa Taiko. Now we're going to kind of talk about the inside out and the history and the aesthetics and philosophy and everything about one of the largest Taiko program in the Midwest with Hot House Global. So I hope to see you there. And don't forget to come to our site, stream.airmw.org, for other smaller program. And also Hot House Global they continue to produce beautiful. I don't know how many of you were there for the last week beautiful presentation from Cuba. That was fantastic. And so keep into the Hot House Global channel and Asian Improv Arts channel. And thank you very much. I hope to hear something from Margarita at the end of the show. Is she going to come back or not? And sorry, should though. Okay, which means she's not coming back to Green. But now I want to introduce you Vedran and Bea, who's behind the scene. Like I always say, this casting cannot be done without the beautiful engineers in the back of the scene to make this transition happen. And especially us, because we have artists from all over the place. And two of the greatest engineers, Vedran and Bea. Do you have a moment to show up on the screen? No? There we go. That's Vedran. Yes, thank you. And there we go. Yes. It's really important to introduce these two because we can't do this without them. We can't do this without the Hot House Global. Thank you very much, all, and hope to see you again. And don't forget to donate for the artists who performed today. Right? Thank you. Good night.